Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Borderlands 3 build video, and today I'll be going over my Anarchy build named the Anarchist.
Anarchy! I don't even know what that means, but I love it!
The Anarchy can be used in many ways and in many builds, but this build focuses on min-maxing, shooting the Anarchy, and only the Anarchy. Could other guns be used in this build? Sure. Is that the point? No. I spent countless hours trying different combinations with Barrier, Drone, Clone Capstone, using Hustler and Racer, no Blue Capstone, but this is what I ended with. It is insanely strong and very happy to share this with you guys. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The save file will be found in my Discord, which is linked down below, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and for the gear here, of course, we have the Anarchy. So the Anarchy gains stacks of huge damage, it says 30%, but also reduces accuracy, which isn't a huge deal, but you gain huge damage from any reload or kill. That means even just shooting your gun one bullet and then reloading yourself, manually reloading, or an automatic reload from an empty mag. So you really want to stack it up, and the only way to lose it is if your reload gets canceled, or sometimes it'll bug and you'll go into fight for your life. It'll stop the stacks for some reason when you go into fight for your life, even if you don't get cancel reload. So the cancel reload is you're reloading, going to fight for your life, trying to reload in your melee, do some sort of action, throw a grenade, slam, any of that. So we go some ammo regen to stop that, so we reload less. We still do reload, it's just less reloading. And then the stacks will also go away if you swap away from it. You can do some weird quick swap stuff, but it's not important on here and very, very niche. And we go AC splashes. The Anarchy is splash damage, including the bullets. So we want to have splash damage, as it's a huge amount, 125%. Mainly when I element match to whatever you're doing, I mainly like to use cryo in general, and then like corrosive during melee 1 takedown. You can also use radiation for mobbing if you can do some quick swapping and killing, which is definitely possible with enough good gear. Radiation is good for red explosions with using arm and flint to get those status effects for strong red explosions. Otherwise, for mobbing, we mainly just kill a bunch and aim for crits to get some good hollow points. And I just have a Cradler's EMP5 just for moving around if I want to. Mainly I'll still hold on to the Anarchy, but it's nice if there's like a long section. And then we use a Revolter for the shock bonus element and for the fire rate. This is one of the best shields for gun builds, so of course we use this. Since we're using an Infiltrator, we go fleet parts. This is so we can have our shield empty and just break in general with still using other anointments instead of action skill start, which Infiltrator is perfect for. And then we go Terra ammo regen to have ammo regen for our gun, just so we can reload less, and then also have splash damage, because you could use clone ammo regen, but then you lose the splash damage, which I noticed is huge, so I went with this instead. And then we go in Its Piss. It won't shoot out too much, but it can, especially since we have Clone here with Fractal Frag. So Clone will debuff, but us shooting won't happen too much. And then we have ASC Applied Terror to have that ammo regen. And then we go to Infiltrator. As I said, this is used to break the Revolter without needing action skill start. And then it also has Violent Momentum points, which is huge for here. I've had Hustler, Executor, Spy, and then also Anti-Freeze that I've tested with, but Infiltrator with this stuff makes it the best option. I'm going to go shotgun damage, and then splash radius, and weapon magazine size. You could go crit damage, but the magazine size is purely for having a bigger mag for ammo regen. If you're good at controlling with your reloads and making sure you don't hit yourself, then weapon magazine size is less important, especially since we have a lot of magazine size on the Teeter Company Man. So the main stuff I'd probably worry about is the shotgun damage. The splash radius is mainly there for the hollow points or red explosions if you use radiation. But if you aren't getting many hollow points, splash damage radius isn't as important, but still very good. Splash damage is also a really good roll to get on here. We just have 125 here and then 55% here, so it's not as important of a roll as getting these rolls here. And then we go with Teeter Company Man. I've also tried with Snowdrift Vic Rush, Icebreaker Vic Rush, but Teeter Company Man's the best because it has the magazine part to help with ammo regen. The main thing you want to focus on is crit damage and probably mag size. Fire rate is also huge. It's honestly all important, but you can also get straight out Teeter damage. It's regular gun damage, so it's additive with violent momentum, but it's still good consistent damage and good for fight for your life. And then you want to try and get magazine size and area of effect damage. I go action skill cooldown. Since we have infiltrator going on with no shield, we don't have topped off, which at full shield we have 200% of action skill cooldown. So to make that up, we have a little bit of action skill cooldown. You could also go elemental type damage or movement speed. It's just whatever you can roll, but mainly focus on area of effect and mag size. And then we'll start with the blue tree. This is pretty basic gun build skill tree. Honestly, the whole skill tree in general is pretty basic. Just some adjustments for the Anarchy. We go the violent momentum, violent speed combo. We go magical hand, so when we're reloading, we reload as fast as possible, so there's less time to be interrupted. Only need 1 point in salvation for most builds. There's like a couple where I've gotten a couple more points, but it's very, very niche to where you don't have to worry about it. If you're using guns, salvation, 1 point is all you need. And so your guns and also clone's gun will be proccing salvation, so you're always at full health. Seeing red to get those kill skills activated in the kill skill bonus. You want to go max violent violence to get more fire rate for more DPS. It will mean you reload more, but it's still fine because it's still more damage, and that's more important than never reloading. And then I have 2 points on playing dirty. This is dump points since we have this 20 pellets. You could also go 18 pellets, as there's some better with 18 versus 20. I don't know the exact stuff, so 18 or 20 works. You still have so many pellets, but it's better than cold bore since we rarely swap weapons. For the few points, technically it's good, but that extra bullet in my opinion is still better, even if it's barely active. And we don't want it in good misfortune since there is diminishing returns, and you will notice that your active skill is not as active as much if you have 3 points instead of 1, especially with clone. With barrier, I like to go 3 points, but we're not using barrier here. And then we go death follows close for the kill skill bonus. I found this to be very important to have. Red tree, we go down to Supersonic Man, and then we also use clone for utility. This is for aggro draw, as well as throwing grenades and proccing salvation. We go borrowed time to increase our action skill duration. Mutinous for mag size to help with ammo regen. Duct tape mod, only need 1 point for the ammo regen, or not ammo regen, splash immunity. We have the fractal frags for clone throwing grenades, which is very nice after we get a kill. Clone will throw a grenade at a chance. Donnybrook is used for consistent gun damage and clone health regen, and we get some health regen as well. This is mainly to help clone stay alive more, but the consistent gun damage is also always nice. And we go quick breather for clone survivability. Whenever you swap with clone, its shield will recharge and regain health, but also your shield will recharge, so you want to keep an eye out on that as well, as you do want to keep your shield low. So usually you want to swap and make sure you have a mantis charge ready so you can activate it and instantly lower your shield again for the fleet bonus. Then we go old U. This is for if we go in a fight for your life, we can get right back up if we need to. This is good if there are no enemies around, or your Anarchy buffs bug out and you can't do it, or your Anarchy stacks get canceled from reload cancel into fight for your life. It's just really nice, and this is a huge reason why I use clone as well. Then we go which one's real, so clone gains aggro after swapping. Clone generally already has good aggro from just shooting enemies, but we don't want this one as it'll give us shield, which we don't want as we want our shield mainly empty. And then doppelbanger for blowing up clone for when we need to replace it somewhere. We go no points in green tree. I have experimented going here with barrier. Barrier isn't that good with aggro draw unless you go to like, or not aggro draw, just stopping aggro and survivability, unless you go to Terrence Field, which is like 15 points, and then I still go like a point in really expensive jacket, which is 16 points. You don't really gain any damage where you do here with clone throwing grenades and Supersonic Man and mag size, borrow time for longer action skill. It's just clone's better at survivability than barrier. Barrier still gives some amp and some nice survivability stuff, but just not as good and not worth it. And then we go purple tree, we go all the way to Iron Man Flint, basic gun stuff, mana focus, headsman's hand. Mana focus is really good on this because it helps counteract the accuracy and handling. You'll still notice it, but a lot less. And then we go commitment for the cooldown. This is really important since we don't have topped off going on for that 200% action skill cooldown. And we also have consistent gun damage, which is always nice. Shooting and sprint is always important, helps with more violent momentum. We go domino effect for the fire rate and reload. The racer is huge since if you angle it right and you shoot an enemy, it crits. The racer projectile will hit the ground and then it'll target an enemy. You can target the same enemy or a different one. Aiming down is really nice. That's where using Hustler can come in, but it wasn't worth it. And we have 1 point in sheer will. This is for some nice cooldown for clone, or the 5% does apply to Mantis, but the stacks do not, where all the cooldown will apply to Zane's other action skills. And then Armored Flint's just really good because it gives some nice V2 damage, and then if you're using a cryo gun or cryo mantis and you crit, then you will automatically freeze them, or radiation, get a cryo dot or radiation dot for huge red explosions. So I go colder shoulder just for helping with that freezing, and also I don't really care for anything else. No Way Out is good, but if I pull an enemy towards me and then accidentally reload, then I'm gonna get hit in the face, gonna go down, use all my stacks, and that's not good. And then proliferations for more stacks with going with borrowed time and supersonic man. You'll notice we don't go clone here, even though clone can build its own anarchy stacks and yours, but I found it just not worth it when we can just do more damage ourselves. You'd have to either give up the blue part of the blue tree or the purple tree. Giving up a racer sucks, so in general it's just better not to do that. And then here we turn off shield reboot and emergency response to help keep our shield down. That's very important if you're using infiltrator. If you're not, then it doesn't matter at all and you can just turn those back on. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. I love min-maxing certain incredibly strong guns, as you've seen with my Blade Fury and Lucky 7 builds, so it just made sense to me to make this one. The Anarchy is also just super satisfying and strong, so I really wanted to have a build specific for it. Again, you can find the save file in my Discord, which is linked down below, as well as my other socials. If you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.